Our Lord's Sermon on the Mount, explained by Saint Augustine, chapter 3. There are in all then these 8 sentences. For now, in what remains, he speaks in the way of direct address to those who were present, saying, "Blessed shall you be when men shall revile you and persecute you." But the former sentences he addressed in a general way, for he did not say, "Blessed are you poor in spirit, for yours is the kingdom of heaven," but he says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." Nor blessed are you meek, for you shall inherit the earth, but blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. And so the others, up to the 8th sentence, where he says, "Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven." After that, he now begins to speak in the way of direct address to those present, although what has been said before referred also to his present audience. And that which follows and which seems to be spoken, especially to those present, refers also to those who were absent or who would afterwards come into existence. For this reason, the number of sentences before us is to be carefully considered. For the Beatitudes begin with humility. Blessed are the poor in spirit, i.e., those not puffed up, while the soul submits itself to divine authority, fearing lest after this life it go away to punishment, although perhaps in this life it might seem to itself to be happy. Then it, the soul, comes to the knowledge of the divine scriptures, where it must show itself meek in its piety, lest it should venture to condemn that which seems absurd to the unlearned, and should itself be rendered unteachable by obstinate disputations. After that, it now begins to know in what entanglements of this world it is held by reason of carnal custom and sins, and so in this 3rd stage in which there is knowledge, the loss of the highest good is mourned over, because it sticks fast in what is lowest. Then in the 4th stage there is labor, where vehement exertion is put forth in order that the mind may wrench itself away from those things in which, by reason of their pestilential sweetness, it is entangled. Here therefore righteousness is hungered and thirst after, and fortitude is very necessary, because what is retained with delight is not abandoned without pain. Then, as at the 5th stage, to those persevering in labor, counsel for getting rid of it is given, for unless each one is assisted by a superior, in no way is he fit in his own case to extricate himself from so great entanglements of miseries. But it is a just counsel that he who wishes to be assisted by a stronger should assist him who is weaker in that in which he himself is stronger. Therefore, blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. At the 6th stage, there is purity of heart, able from a good conscience of good works to contemplate that highest good which can be discerned by the pure and tranquil intellect alone. Lastly is the 7th, wisdom itself, i.e., the contemplation of the truth, tranquilizing the whole man and assuming the likeness of God, which is thus summed up. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of God. The 8th, as it were, returns to the starting point, because it shows and commands what is complete and perfect. Therefore, in the 1st and in the 8th, the kingdom of heaven is named. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. And blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. As it is now said, who shall separate us from the love of Christ? Shall tribulation or distress or persecution or famine or nakedness or peril or sword? 7 in number, therefore, are the things which bring perfection. For the 8th brings into light and shows what is perfect, so that, starting as it were from the beginning again, the others are also perfected by means of these stages.